I had a number of people reach out to me over the past 3 or 4 days, and I've actually used that time to compile a lot of information for this story that I'm going to be talking about today. And it is not just me. This was very much a community effort and lots of effort of people that don't want to be named. They just wanted to share information, provide links and research that they've done on this because they want to contribute, but they don't want their name associated with this because they just don't want a part of it. So shout out to all the anonymous people that were reaching out to me with this information, because holy crap, it's a lot that we're going to go through. I posted on X, Smashers Early Access, Collective Shout, the quote unquote charity that turned censorship into a business model. And heading over to smashat.com for the article that was written up in combination with these other people, a deep dive into this quote unquote charity. If you've been following the recent purge of adult games from Steam and itch, you, like many others lately, have heard about Collective Shout. They brand themselves as a grassroots charity challenging objectification, yet their campaigns help trigger payment processor pressure that nuked thousands of pages of legal content and blindsided devs who were never made anything illegal. From where I'm sitting, the entire situation is sketchy as fuck. This all began when an anonymous tipster sent me an email from Collective Shout redirecting to their website begging people for money. And that is a story I covered the other day on this channel that I still can't believe they put out there, asking people for thousands of dollars to continue this grift that they're running. The grift was on, and I had to dig further. Since then, even more people have come forward behind the scenes to me and have worked together, and them not wanting any acknowledgement or credit. They only want people to know just how evil this group of twisted feminists really are, to get the truth out there. And yikes, we got some details on this charity, guys, and it is it's curious. If I were to tell you that Collective Shout was bringing in revenue nearly $500,000 a year, would you be surprised? Because I was. I looked at this on the surface with this handful of ladies that just scream like banshees at everything they don't like that's not pushing women power forward. I would have said maybe they're making 10 to 20 grand a year. Maybe, and that's really pushing it. Not $500,000. And this is a quote unquote charity that's been around for years now. They are a registered Australian charity. They must report annually, and they got their ABN number. They got all the information. All their ducks are in a row. I checked everything I could. I verified it with ChatGPT. I even put it in there. It says, does this look legit to you? They're like, yep, everything looks legit. The only thing ChatGPT came back with after going through all the charity stuff was they said they could have tied up a few of the loose ends when it came to the Melinda Tankard Reist and how Melinda has her own speaker organization agency that she runs herself. And I found this curious. Is she using Collective Shout to push her own brand forward? Or is she using her brand because she cares so much about women empowerment and just saving young girls that she really does want to go around speaking everywhere for it? So I dive into her profile. We find her own website, and she is writing about herself in the third person. She is an author, speaker, and media commentator, blogger, advocate for women and girls. She is best known for her work addressing sexualization, objectification, harms of pornography, sexual exploitation, trafficking, and violence against women. Well, that all sounds all well and good, because all those things you could look at and be like, well, yeah, I don't want any of those happening to girls. We need to stop that kind of stuff. Until you realize her methods, where she will stop at nothing and say, for the greater good, the end result is, I don't care what we need to get banned. We need to protect these girls. even if what we're banning does not directly impact them in some transcendental way, if it may somehow reach them somehow 20 years in the future, that it needs to just not exist. This is her mentality. This is how she talks about things. This is on her actual YouTube channel called MTR with 21 subscribers.
I see the effect of this culture on our young people. I see the way that they get distorted ideas about their bodies, relationships, and sexuality. And what I want to do is try to help our kids to unpack and dissect and analyze those negative messages in the hope that they will make a decision to reject them.
What? So she wants to rid the world of communication if it's not welcome communication. Well, you're going to have a really hard time with that one. So people now need to speak to people only how they want to be spoken to. Wow. This is, so you want to control how people are allowed to talk. Gotcha. Okay.
I've had the great privilege of speaking to thousands of young people a year in schools all around the country.
I feel so bad for these kids. They must be rolling their eyes when someone like this comes in. Oh my God.
And I see the effect this message has on them. They're coming to me and saying, what can we do to help change this? I have girls writing to me.
What can we do to help change this? You've inspired me. How do we stop people saying mean things to me?
Saying that this message changed their life.
Yes, Melphis Guy, to be clear, she is a fan of cuties. Because according to this Melinda person, that was empowering to young girls. If you can make sense of that, I'm all ears.
Lives that they decided to reject toxic messages.
I don't think that we all realized what is being fed to us every single day. But as
I don't think we realize what's being fed to us every single day. So basically, you were living a normal life with people just being normal with you. And then someone came in and was like, what you're hearing is not normal. And that's not okay. And you need to stand up and speak out against it. And it's going to cause such backlash in this girl's life when she gets older, rejecting guys because that's not welcome advances to me because this Melinda girl said the way you talked to me wasn't okay. What?
Melinda showed us these images, we were able to come aware of what the problem is and what we can do.
Notice they always say this. We're now aware of what the problem is. Good. So you didn't even know there was a problem, but don't worry because she's here to fix the problem you didn't even know you had. Notice the trend with this, by the way, with grifters. Oh, you got a problem. This is like snake oil salesman. I got the solution to fix the problem you didn't even know you had.
I want to look into this issue. I want to look into, is there really something wrong with you? Are you not good enough? Or are you absorbing a message from the world that you live in that is actually lying to you?
Just like this is indoctrination of kids, making them feel like things are awful. Don't talk to kids like this. This is awful. This is like the opposite of empowerment.
See the way in which this particular subject has permeated in all aspects of our life was really, really well done. And I think all parents and all teachers should have an understanding of this.
Yikes.
When I think of Melinda Tankard-Reist, I think of three words: intelligent, passionate, and brilliant.
I'm pretty sure intelligent and brilliant are the same word.
She is simply without
We're not dealing with the brightest bulbs here, though. So,
peer. You couldn't have a better communicator to young people on incredibly important topics.
In a society that
this person is an indoctrinator. That is like fucking evil to go into kids and starting to try to indoctrinate them. Like, yikes.
profits from your self-doubt, liking yourself is a rebellious act.
Yikes. Okay, so that's just a quick once over with this Melinda Tankard. What we're dealing with this person that is, I believe, the founder of Collective Shout, or at least a part of Collective Shout, a very big part of it. So I went through the financial documents and everything seemed to check out as far as their reporting. But like I said, one thing that was a little bit curious was the separation between her as a person using her name to be a speaker at events, selling her brand unrelated to Collective Shout. And it's a private commercial service promoted hand in hand by the same public figure who front runs charity campaigns. I said, to be clear, on its own, it's not illegal. But if a charity pays a director, executive, or a related company for services that is a related party transaction, and for medium and large companies, which this is a medium, it must be disclosed in the ACNC reporting from the 2023 AIS period onward. Top of that, the ACNC also requires disclosure of key management personnel remuneration. Remuneration basically means payment or compensation for work or services. So in plain English, if the charity is routing money to MTR Pty Limited, which is her personal speaking company for speaking or consulting, that belongs in the notes. If there's nothing to disclose, the notes should still make that clear either way. The absence of a transaction is clearly declared when I went through the documents, which, to be fair, complies with the ACNC requirements. Like I said, I want to be fair with them with everything. I don't want to just attack. I want to make sure we get this right. So it's not legally non-compliant on that point. But the lack of any formal policy or process around related party dealings is worrying, especially given that the head of the charity, Melinda Tankard-Reese, also runs a separate for-profit entity, MTR Pty Limited, offering paid speaking services. For transparency and governance best practice, it's typically standard for charities to have a documented policy governing related party transactions, even if none occurred. Having none in place here feels like they hadn't even prepared for any overlap situation occurring ever, which is strange. I do wonder if there's any overlap between the two, because that's when you could start getting into the point of, okay, there's money being donated to Collective Shout, but she's using it to fly herself places or promote her own business to grow her own speaking business. Because at the end of the day, narcissists are always the same. And it's their ultimate downfall, is they always want to benefit themselves. And she is using Collective Shout, in my humble opinion, as a charity using censorship as a business model. There's a page on Collective Shout on their website where they go through like cheering on the companies that they've taken down, the products they've taken offline, the things that are no longer allowed to be sold. They take those as like victories, each one. And it's like, this is what motivates them, waking up in the morning to censor things and then make money off of it by preaching about how it's a good thing. It's the wildest grift I think I've ever seen. Like, legitimately, they bully companies into bending the knee. And when it works, they post it on their website saying, we were able to get this shut down. We were able to get this to be stopped being sold. We're able to censor this from happening. And because we're able to do these things, pay us money, donate, give us money, and do these more things. Continue the censorship. We will keep pushing forward and censoring more things into a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's surreal that it's even gotten this far. And I keep going back to where's the money coming from? Who's donating upwards of $500,000 to this group annually? And what the hell are they spending over $322,000 on every year? What? Are you flying first class? Are you flying private jets to your meetings? Like, what the hell are you doing? Why does it cost money to send an email to cancel something? It's crazy to me. That's crazy. But yeah, that's the charity grift of Collective Shout and Melinda Tankard Reese that I had not seen anyone dive into. I thought it was pretty important to actually get some background on that. I feel like people are interested in the finances of this grift because my goodness, it is at the end of the day a lot of money for a lot of nothing that they do. But yeah, with that, I'll leave that there.